excited about this topic. I think it's a good topic. And of course, I think we can elaborate on talking about resuscitating virtual parties. Have you ever had a show that you felt like you needed to resuscitate, Billy Joe?
Too many to count.
Well, it's just like, live shows, some are good, some are bad, and you learn tricks, and hopefully we'll get some tricks tonight. First, I want to mention, Billy Joe, are you registered for national conference?
I am.
Awesome. And so I wanted just to remind everyone or announce, I don't think I've really announced it, but on Thursday night we'll have a team time, and it will be a pizza party. So I'll have dinner and everything there for everyone. So just plan on that, and I'll get an event scheduled for that. I'm not sure where it's going to be. I can be sitting here, and all of a sudden I get on a Zoom call and I start yawning. I haven't been yawning all night. But anyway, I'm excited for National Conference, and of course more and more plans are going to be coming on too. Looks like someone else joined us.
Yeah, somebody on an iPhone is all it said.
Yeah. I don't remember how to change your name so that we know who that is, but we'll have to help them so we know. We want stalkers here? No. Anyway. Also, again, just wanted to mention that we had a great May, and I'm really excited about that. How was your May, Billy Joe? Were you happy with your May?
No, I had several parties booked, but I don't know. The hosts were wishy-washy in activity, and
okay.
So I had 2 that actually really followed through.
Okay.
So.
All right, great. And well, then, now next week we're going to be starting another RISE workshop, 4-series workshop. Every month we're going to talk about bookings, recruiting, training our new team members, and leadership qualities that we just need to work on. Good habits. Does that sound like something that's interesting to you, Billy Joe? I thought you might be interested.
Yes, I am.
So it will happen right after TNT on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
And anyway, so listen, well, let's talk a little bit about, I have to share my screen. I'm looking at it, but you can't see it. Let's talk about virtual shows going south, and you see that screen, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So first of all, you really need to evaluate your party, and then here are some things to ask yourself. How many people were invited? It's really important, and I think that I think sometimes we tend to be timid about telling our hosts how to invite, and I think it's really important that we really kind of talk with our hosts about inviting, because you want to make sure that they understand that the goal is to have 30 people going. All right, that might mean that they have to invite 150 people. Now, does that sound like a lot?
No, I don't think so.
No. If you look at people's, their guests or their friends list, often people have 2,000 or 3,000.
Right.
So that shouldn't be a problem. Hi, Kathy. I see you on. I wonder if she can hear us. Think about, is your host involved and engaged? All right. That's something you're going to have to play a part in. You have to get them, you have to learn to encourage them and then motivate them to get involved and engaged. And what are some of the tricks with getting someone involved and engaged? And again, this is true whether you're doing a live party or a virtual party. Can you think of what gets people involved and engaged?
Are you talking about your host, or you're talking about getting your hosting engaged, their guests?
Yeah, getting your host involved and engaged.
I found that the host coaching that I've been trying is really brought up what they get involved in, like giving them posts and tasks and different things to do each day.
Okay. And tell me what host coaching you're using.
I'm doing a combo of both Stephen and Stacy.
Okay. Very good. Think about, is your host posting and commenting on all posts? And I'm not sure they need to post on all posts, but certainly be engaged. We need to explain to our hosts the difference between commenting and liking. And what is the difference between commenting and liking?
Well, when they comment, it's going to come up on their friends' news feeds more, and it sparked the interest to bring them in to see what they had to say.
Bingo, bingo. You know, if you really think about, again, trying to reenact, if you will, virtually a live party, where does like fall in there? Hi, Lori. Great. Thank you for joining us tonight. You know, liking really doesn't do anything, does it? It shows interest, and there are things that we can do. If we see that somebody likes a post, we should private message them, you know, about what, you know, again, depending on what that is. But however, likes don't really do much, do they? We really need to have comments.
Right.
And again, I think that and we know that, but I don't think most people know that, because virtual parties are new to most people, right? Have you noticed that?
I've been doing them all along, but I've only been involved 2 years, so.
Well, no, I mean people like your guests. You know, I had someone on our mega party who told me she invited people, and I looked and I said, you didn't invite anybody. There's nobody on my list that you invited. But she didn't follow up. She didn't understand that she invited them, and you know, it's probably something I could have done better. She wasn't really a host; she was a guest, and she was inviting people. But you know, she didn't understand that it's a two-step process. So we really need to, again, that's part of the host coaching and training. Are your posts interesting? We're going to talk about that. And do you have fun games interspersed in the show? So looks like Lori's in the spotlight there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the guest list. Always ask your host to invite at least 100 to 150 friends. And if they haven't invited at least 100, coach them. Again, you know, a lot of people have parties because either for friends, I mean, for free stuff or for fun, right? Mm. And the answer to that is having more fun or more free stuff is always inviting more people. So that so they, you know, let them know that the more people, you know, having as many people invited and stay going on the party is going to have a big impact on the success of their show. I mean, you want to encourage them and let them know what's in it for them and remind them why they're doing it. The more they invite, the more that will accept the invitation and the more that will participate. That means more fun for the guests and more free for them, right?
Right.
So tell me, when are there other ways to come up with guests for a virtual party than Facebook?
Well, you can text them or call them or invite them personally when they see them, or.
Yeah, yep, that's for sure. That's for sure. Do you send a host packet to your hosts?
I do.
Your virtual parties? Okay, awesome. Okay, I went backwards. Encourage them to ask. Again, I think that unless you explicitly give them, well, number one, the words, which we're going to talk about, and let them know this is not the time to be timid. You know, we have to guard against ourselves being timid. And by being timid, we're not telling our host what she needs to do to be successful. And then she might be timid and afraid to ask people. So we have to really be upfront about encouraging them to send a private message to everyone who is invited that hasn't accepted the invitation. Now, what do you think keeps a host from doing that?
I don't have an answer for that one.
Do you think she feels she might be pushy?
I don't see why, because she's extended an invitation. You know,
right,
some people didn't see the notification of an invite to something. So.
See, that's perfect. That's perfect. She might think that just because she invited them, like maybe the person I was working with, I sent them an invitation. Well, they may not have seen it, and there's a lot of reasons they may not have seen it. Right? Facebook moves so fast. Boy, that Lori is just a moving around, isn't she? Look at her go. Are you doing aerobics, Lori?
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to switch clothes over while listening.
Oh, you're so funny. That's great. That's great. All right. Okay. So, and if you give them the words, and this is probably what you're getting from Stacy and Stevens, you're getting some great words. I'm so excited about my online paper chip party. I hope you will accept the invitation and be part of the fun. I can't wait to see what our consultant has to show us. Have you seen an online virtual party before? And again, what she's doing there is she's also engaging them. She's engaging them into the party.
Right.
Okay. Okay, think about, if you're trying to resuscitate your show, think about how many guests you have going. And there's a lot of different pictures that you can send up. And one of the things that I really like to do for my host is for my host to post that heart that says, if you love Pampered Chef, pick a number between 1 and 20. And then if they post that on their wall, and I private message them, I tell them to, when someone comments with a number, I'm so happy that you love Pampered Chef, I'm having a party. May I invite you to it? And then when they get into the party, I will give them the amount of raffle tickets of the number that they picked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that's worked really well. I think it's a really great way to, get your host to invite people to find out how much, find out what friends they have on Facebook that love Pampered Chef. Be sure and be clear that your host knows the minimum of 30. That's our goal. To have a minimum of 30 guests that have accepted the invitation to join the party, and that's something you want to keep reminding them about. And this is something that she can send to join the party. You don't want to miss out. And then host participation. You really want to think about how your host involved and engaged. What are some of the tricks you might have for getting your host involved and engaged?
Well, like I said, I just recently started doing more host coaching where I'm putting my week's, that week's host in a group message, and then I send them tasks to do and just different things like, I have them do the kitchen blender post or, or help me pick something, what would you put on your wish list and that kind of stuff. Okay,
excellent. And again, I think kind of going back to why, I think it's always important to find out from a host why they're having a party. Is it for the fun or is it for the friends? And then you can always go back to, just think how much fun we're going to have, that kind of thing. Go back to what, go to their world. But make sure to send them the host rewards chart and the host special. And make sure they understand that their friends will see all of their posts, like you mentioned earlier, Billy Joe, because they are their Facebook friends. The more active they are, the more fun and successful the party will be. So ask your host to post to her party at least once a day. Is that part of your host coaching, Billy Joe?
Yeah, well, see, like I said, I'm on that learning curve. So there was days that I did not send them something. So I'm working on that. It's a work in progress. And
I know that I think Stacy sets an alarm, or maybe it's Stephen that sets an alarm, and has posts, like he has a library on his phone where he can just grab things if he needs it. I know that one of the things that I like to do is when I have a template, I might be posting to 3 or 4 parties at the same time. And I put an asterisk next to the part. I use SendShare myself, and I put an asterisk next to the post, so that I know that needs to be personalized. I don't want to say, Billy Joe's doing a great job when it's Brittany's party. So do you use Post My Party though, don't you, Billy Joe?
I'm a SendShare user.
Oh, okay, SendShare. Okay. So anyway, that's something that I do. But so what happens is, and my whole point with this is that if I'm talking about my host in my posts, it brings it more personal. And again, I think it helps get your host engaged. And again, share the host reward plan if you don't have that. Of course, here it is. What I always do is I circle my average. And I let them know that that's my average, because we want to set the bar high. They don't want to have a show that's under average, do they?
Right.
They want to have at least an average show. Lori, are you listening to us now? Are you relaxing now?
I am. Did you see that? Can't tell if you could see me.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. She's like doing aerobics. Now, Lori, how virtual are you? Well, what is your percentage that you're virtual?
95% probably.
Okay, all right. So, is there anything? Have you picked up anything tonight? Is anything new?
I suck at the host coaching part of this.
All right. All right.
I don't have them individually send messages to 100 people, because nobody that I have parties with is going to do that. I try to get them to say anybody that has said they're going, maybes, or anybody that they think should have bought. I will tell them that. But
okay, now you know that when you're in the party, when people are joined, they are added to a list every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you what I have learned, and I have not figured out how to do it yet, but I'm going to figure this out and share it with everybody. That when you're on your phone, and I think it's just iPhone, I don't think it's an Android,
Mm-hmm.
that you can go on into a group. It only happens on the phone. You go into the group, and you can tag every person that said going. So,
Okay.
and I wouldn't want to abuse it, because you don't, but like for like the link, that kind of a thing. Here's the link. So I will share that with you. But you brought up a point that also made me think, Lori, what we need to come up with is, if this is depending on how many days you do your parties, the first day, this is what your host does. I mean, you come up with 7 of them. It's really not bad. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You just make sure to do that, 7:00 every day, or whatever time you want,
Mm-hmm.
and send that message to your host that this
Sure.
is your assignment for the day.
Gotcha.
So really, when you really think about it, it's pretty cool. So
Yep.
anyway, Brittany, are you listening? I'm not hearing Brittany, but I don't know if she's doing any virtual parties or not. But again, I always, even with live parties, I set the standard for what an average show is, because they want to know. I mean, they don't want to be under average. All right. So the key to success is your host commenting on posts, not just like a conversation, a live party. And I give that example over and over again. If they were having a live party, they wouldn't invite everybody over and then go into the bathroom and stay, or go into a bedroom and stay. And if they're not, and I believe this even with Joe Pack. When people post things to help you, and you find it, comment, say something, interact. It's like we are at a party. It's like we're having a meeting, or it's like, I kind of think about it too, like if you're in an office, if you've ever worked in an office, you kind of look around and see what's going on, and you might go to the coffee room and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is how I look at Facebook. I stop what I'm doing, I get on, and they do too. They get on, they check to see what's going on. So, but interact. So ask them to tag friends when they see something the guests might like. Now, if they know they have Sally at their show, and they know that Sally loves to bake, then they might tag Sally in the baking items. I have a friend that she makes the best beef tenderloin. And whenever I use the herb mill or the herb stripper, that is somebody I would say, oh, Carol, you really need to have this, So that's something that, you want to, again, you have to tell them to do that. They're not going to think to do that. So, so any other ideas that you can think of to get the host engaged? Is there any tricks you have? Okay. Well, we're learning, we're learning, and we're getting better at this. We really are. And okay, so now you also want to make sure that you're connecting with party goers, right? Because these are your potential bookings and your potential recruit leads. Would any of you like to build a virtual team?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about that, Lori?
I don't know.
Have you have you listened to any of the videos that I posted on Joe Pack about?
I have not seen them yet. No.
Okay. All right. Well, I really, and you can, it's something you can put on while you're doing something else too, and just listen to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And then go back and, what I do is I listen to it one time, just kind of listening in general. And I'm like, oh, I have to go back and take notes on that, anyway. So that's what I do.
Sure.
Do it while I'm driving, even, with my phone, I just get it while I'm driving, that kind of thing. All right. So think about, are your posts interesting? All right. Do they seem to be cookie cutter, or have you tried to brand yourself with wording? Give your guests an experience that makes them feel that even though they're reading your post, they know how you feel about them and you're actually talking to them. It's so funny. It was I'm in a you probably have heard of my friend Marna Ross, and I'm in an accountability group with her, and her virtual parties are kicking butt, and she's like, I host coach. She doesn't host coach for her live parties either. I mean, it's amazing that she's so successful. But again, that's Marna's style. And, you always have to, I always said that even when you're watching somebody's live party, you can watch a live party and you're going to learn some things from it. But you still don't know what the host coaching was. You don't know how their rapport is. You don't know what they've talked with them in the background. And of course, that's true with virtual parties as well. But Marta's like, I just get in the party and I'm my own goofy self. You know what I'm saying? She interacts with the people. She comments with people. And so, you're going to have your own feel for your parties too. But what I'm kind of saying here is just own it. Own it and be proud of it. And but just let them know that you are thinking about them. So OMG, thinking about, oh my gosh, are you connecting with them? Play games. Everybody likes to play games, right? I like to have at least one game going every day. And actually, I've meant to put in here, and I'll have to share that. Have you seen where I've shared? I have a paycheck with question marks on it.
Yes.
Okay. I really encourage you to play the paycheck game and let them know, what you're paid, and let them guess. Because, again, if you want to build a team, and even if you don't want to build a team, there's people out there who are looking for some extra money, where $300 might pay their car payment that they can't afford this month. So let them know that, we really do make money with Pampered Chef, right? Aren't we glad Friday's coming?
Mm-hmm. Anybody
happy? But have fun games interspersed throughout your party. And again, try to, if you've got a theme going, make them theme. Are you aware that there is a virtual party game group? Mm-hmm. Facebook group? Okay. I love that.
Do you give prizes out for all the games you play?
I do. I do raffle tickets.
Gotcha.
That's all I do. But I also tell them, there's a little, and I personally need to redo this, but there is a graphic out there that says, if the party is 200, this is the prize. If it's 400, it's this, and it's a little bit more, for if as the party goes up in sales. So they know that the stakes are higher, are better, the higher the party sales are. I forget what else I was going to say there. Oh, I like to do it. I call it an early bird drawing. Mm-hmm. So like I personally like to do, I invite everybody like Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Monday kind of start the party, and then Tuesday night do an early bird drawing at 10 o'clock. And then what I usually will do, people, you can do your raffles however you want. You could do the raffle. There's a raffle thing, and and you could keep track and tick away how many times people comment. I know people who just go in and pick a name. As long as you're giving away a prize, it would be unethical to offer a prize and not do a prize. But like for the, I like to do things like, I look to see how many guests are on there, I minus off myself and minus the host. And then I'll say, okay, somebody pick a number. And you've seen me do this before in Joe Pack. Just pick a number between 1 and 17. And they pick a number, and that's the person that wins. And now they don't know that, but that's how I do it. Also, what I will do sometimes is I'll have them pick a number. And if I say I've got, I don't know, if I do 15 posts a day times 7 at 75 posts, I might say, pick a number between 1 and 60 or 1 and 75. And then I'll go to that post and whoever commented on that, if there's 10 comments, I'll say, okay, pick a number. There's just different things that you can do to make it very random.
Do you put 75 posts on a day?
I put 15 on.
Oh, okay.
I do, 75 for the party, for the whole party.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah. I personally like to post at 9, 12, 3, 6, and 9. And I do 3 posts 1 minute apart each one of those times.
Okay.
And it's important that you always have booking posts every day and you always have recruiting posts every day.
How do you get everything in? That's the question. I feel like I leave out so much that's actually there. You know what I mean? Like products.
It's kind of like with a live party. You're not going to be able to show them every product we carry. So I like to do the groupings.
Gotcha.
And I know that Stephen will even, now do you use a poster, Lori? Okay.
I was, I think Billy Joe had helped me with the one, I don't remember what it was.
SynShare? She uses SynShare.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. And my computer died and killed everything. I lost everything.
But that's on the web. So if you sign back on, that'll all be there if you did SynShare.
Duh.
It's all there.
See, that's how much I know about computers.
Okay.
That's why I don't do it.
Aren't you glad you're here? Well, you're going to learn a little bit every day, and then there's no stopping you, girl.
That's why I feel so stupid. I don't know this crap. I'm like, I don't know.
You will. Hi, who else joined us? Is that Joy? No,
it's me.
Hi, Brittany.
I finally figured out how to do the microphone.
Oh, good. So
you're not the only one.
See? There you go. It's one step.
So whenever you were trying to say something, I'm like, yes, I hear you, Karen, but it's not working.
But yeah, it's all there. And we can always share there. And there's just so many things out there. It is my goal. Once I figure out, I'd like to be able to have a template online. Actually, I've set up a mock Joe Pack party so that like day one, these are you. So if you just want to, you can go grab them and put them on, So anyway, all right. So guessing games, interactive posts or engagement posts. Why do we use it? Now, for the first couple of days, like I know Stephen Joseph, for 2 days, all he does is engagement posts. It's not about the posting, you guys. It's about the host coaching and the commenting with the people that you're interacting with, all right? It's that you see that Sarah, said something about the quick cooker. You're going to private message Sarah, all right? You're not going to see that in a party. But it's how you interact and how you ask them, Sarah, I see that you really like that quick cooker. Have you ever used a pressure cooker before? And again, you want to, actually, that's not a good question. You want to ask a question that perpetuates the conversation. You don't want to ask yes or no questions. So you want to build if you comment with people a few times in Facebook, in the group, then you take it personal and build a relationship. All right. So that's kind of the whole ball of wax. They get to know you on Facebook a little bit. You commented back and forth. Now you're going to say, hey, Sarah, I saw that you really like the quick cooker. I would love to be able to offer that to you at half price. What would you think about doing what Billy Joe is doing and having a party? All she's doing is getting on a few minutes a day, and I'm doing all the work. All right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. But have your host. Somebody would just said they have their host post things, and I think it's great to have your host post something like name something on your bucket list. Get them talking about the product. Special offers. I thought this was really great. Sometimes this will help get things rolling if you need to resuscitate a virtual show. Triple Ticket Tuesday you know, Throwback Thursday to triple tickets, Wow Wednesday, I'm offering double tickets. It sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But it's not. You're still just giving away one prize.
Right.
Okay. So here's something to 1 hour shopping special. Everybody, you know, gets, you know, some people, there's a couple different schools of thought with virtual parties, and that some people, like, if you've ordered by Wednesday, I'll put you, you know, I'll pick a name and give you raffle tickets or something like that, or I'll give you a prize. You might add something to their order. I personally don't, it doesn't bother me if it's Wednesday or Thursday and nobody's ordered, because people order at the end of the party, and I kind of want them to see all of my posts. So it's really, again, you're going to come up with what you feel and how you run your party successfully. And then, you know, you can make those changes yourself. You know, I mean, I love to follow someone's lead. I mean, you know, Stacy Itzel is the queen of all of this. I'm going to do what she does. But once I get my, you know, I get that, I tried it, but I'm going to tweak it to my way later after I try it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But I like to emulate people that are successful. I don't know if have you ever used this game, How Well Do You Know Your Pampered Chef? List products from A to Z. Start with the apple peeler core slicer, then go to B, then go to C, you know, with Pampered Chef products.
No, I haven't done that.
Yeah, it's a cute little game. I have to ask Lori Coleman. I know that she did. She did a game that had, like, you know, 300, you know, comments on it. So, and that's what you want. Again, the more comments you're getting, the more interaction you're getting, you know, the better the algorithms are going to be for your party. You know, everything is just that just improves everything. It was funny because I heard on the news last night that Facebook is really pushing the groups. They're really spending a lot of time with the groups. Don't forget about playing yourself. Of course, you may not want to do the guessing games. Like, it's really kind of funny when I do the paycheck game. You know, they're all guessing my paycheck. You know, they're guessing, like, you know, $2,000 or, you know, and I'm laughing. You know, I just kept laughing. They're like, you keep laughing at us, you know, and then it's really funny. So I do play in the games, of course, not when it comes to answers, but play other games with them again, and, you know, have some fun with it. I like this idea too. Post a picture of yourself in the Simon Says. Simon Says do this, and then have them take a picture of them doing that. I thought that was really kind of cute. And then go live. Go live. How many of you go live in your virtual parties? A little bit?
I've tried, but it hasn't worked out. Like, when I did, like, a welcome, it was not working. It, like, cut really short, like, saying, hi, welcome to Jackie's party, and then it stopped. So then I just had to do, like, a regular video and then post it like that. I couldn't do it live.
Yeah, it depends on your internet. You might have to do that if that's your internet, or find a place where you can go where your internet is not going to give out on you. I have a little bit of that problem here too.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I tried.
Yeah. I mean, again, you have try again. You don't just try once, right?
Yeah. You know, it took me, I think it was like 20 tries until I'm like, okay, I give up. Yeah. I'm just going to do, like, an actual, like, video with my phone, and then I'll just post it like that.
Yeah. And there are some videos that you can do, if you don't mention names, you can use them over and over again. And that's really nice too, to have a library of videos that you can share. Some people say, if you're needing to resuscitate, this is like, who's there? You know, who's here? This is a cute little graphic for that. I still got a bit to go through here. Okay, so generating orders. There's only 3 days left to order. I think probably all of us do that. I thought this was cute. The orders going in. That's something. Let them know when the party ends. Let them know what the closing date is. Again, I do a what's the scoop post at the beginning of my show, and it's an announcement. And I put every day what the theme is. This is what we're doing. This is when we're closing, you know, so that they know. And I also post the link there too, so that they can always, you know, at the beginning post. They know what's going on. Have your hosts message everyone. They should reach out personally to everyone that hasn't ordered a few days before the party closes. Thank you for being part of my online party. Send them the link. Don't forget about gifts. And oh, by the way, I get a party credit too. So if you book your party with Karen, thank you so much for making my party a success. So have them send a message like that. Again, if we can cut and paste, right? That's really all it is. And then, of course, thank you. Thank you shows appreciation for their business, and thanking them reminds people that they need to place their orders. You might have them say, hey, you might say to, hey, Billy Joe, Sally just placed an order on your party. Can you post a thank you on her party page, and then give her a graphic to do that? I think I've mentioned host participation is important. We're getting here at the end. Oh, we've got 5 minutes left. And Billy Joe mentioned at the beginning, you do know that if your host posts in a party, her friends see that. They don't always see your posts, but they see her posts. Does that make sense? Do you know that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when your host posts and comments, their friends see more of what's going on. And so have them send that reminder a few days after they invite their friends. Compliment your host. Make sure you're communicating with your host every day of her party. Send them a message. Here's what you could post today. You're such a great host. I really appreciate your participation. Wow, your sales are this much so far. I can't wait to see what you end up with. And then, a little graphic to send them. And remember to close your party on time. Your guests are waiting for their order. Make sure you're closing them in a timely manner. Let them know, because happy customers mean more bookings. Happy customers mean new business. And happy hosts mean more repeat bookings.
I just had a host that took 10 days past her party date to close.
Okay. Can I give you a tip there? So as part of the party, this would happen in virtual parties too. I say at the party, through the party, that we will be closing this show on Monday. All right. And so if it doesn't close on Monday, you can't get your host is I'm going to text message her and say, you know what? I promised everyone that we would send this party in today. And if we don't, I'm going to have to private message every single one of them and tell them why the party is being delayed. All of a sudden, it's done. Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't even get her to text back, call back, nothing. 2 ladies put it on for her, mind you, because she was new to the business. They put it on for her just as a welcome to their church. And she took 10 full days. Yeah. I finally got her to commit last night and sent it in finally last night. Killed me. Oh
yeah. There's tricks. There's tricks, and it's. I have sent in a party without the host credit before, so I have. So.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't understand direct shipping necessarily, and I need to maybe look at that, but I just don't do it.
I personally don't care for it myself. I mean, there's a lot of people that love it, that really like it, but for virtual and again, this is something I need to learn the difference, but I like being able to add and having the order not go in, so I could add a gift. Also, another thing, a workaround, if you're listening and you happen to have direct ship, using the party, I can't think of it, the express party checkout.
Mm-hmm.
It's not sent in until they finish it off. So that's a way to have it without sending it in, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
But we want to make sure that we have happy hosts. So I hope you picked up one thing tonight that might help you. I think this is an important topic to talk about. And as we all gain more experience, there's more to share. But again, it's like anything else. You have to try things over and over and over again, and usually, again, you can do a great party and have it be crap, or you could do a crappy party and have it be terrific. So, it's just, some will, some won't. So what, who's next? And you just keep doing the best you can and learning from it. But I love that we're coming up with, step 1, step 2, step 3. And this is what's happening with the people who are really successful with virtual parties. They set up a system. And then once you set up your system, all you do is just, change out. It's like, I usually take the same kit to my parties, but I'll do a different recipe. I might change a couple of key items. I might be using the deep covered baker and not the quick cooker this month. But for the most part, I'm still taking pretty much the same products. So if you can see those kind of analogies with the virtual parties, I think it really helps you. I hope so. Okay. Well, anyway, again, if you would like to build a team or build your business and know how to help people more, we'll be starting a Rise, a Director Bound course next